practice. I'm going to remember about this practice. Some of you already understood, and some also yesterday I taught about that a little bit, but some of you first time to practice, so and remember a little bit about this practice. So first, there are four things very important to remember during this practice. Then number one is remember the pure land of Amitabha Buddha, or Amitabha, either fine. Which one is easy for you? Let you remember that. You would remember Amitabha or Amitabha and his pure land. That's number one. Number two is bodhicitta, altruistic love. Whenever our practice Dharma, the bodhicitta love is the soul of the practice. Without bodhicitta, our practice has no energy. Without bodhicitta, we cannot achieve our goal. The bodhicitta is the path to go to the pure land. So during the recite mantra within the bodhicitta, especially when we start this practice and then generate bodhicitta. That is number two. Then number three is we need to wish, or we need to aspiration to rebirth or reborn in Sukhavati or Amitabha's pure land. This is very important because everything is dealt with our mind. So if we don't have interest in to rebirth the pure land, then we can't. For example, if we don't like to come to this center, then we can't come. First, we have enthusiasm or interest in or wish to come here, and then after we arrive here, similar, we have to wish or aspiration. Yeah, we need aspiration to rebirth pure land of the Amitabha. And then number four is dedication. Some of you know dedication is how important. Even though you recite only single mantra, you you dedicate that, and then that marriage is endless. So when you have marriage, then all of your positive jobs, responsibilities are successfully accomplished. If you are not enough marriage, then it's hard to accomplish. So these four things are very easy to practice. Actually, Pure Land of the Amitabha Buddha is a very special Pure Land. It's easy to rebirth there. Just only these four things we do practice, and then we can rebirth there. After rebirth maybe, reborn, rebirth, and then there is no any names of suffering. So we all no need suffering. We all cannot bear with the suffering. That's where these four things are that you remember in your mind. But if you don't have that much interest in about next life and about the Pure Land, but 100% sure you would like to live longer in this world because you love your body, you love your health. So often we are going to hospital. How about my teeth? How about my eyes? And then actually we ask to doctor, how about my life? But they cannot say your life is that and this. But they tell us, oh, your teeth is good and your eyes is good. Then we just happy. So that means we love to stay here longer. So if you, then this may not longer be longer. Oh no, okay. It needs a little bit wrathful action. So not better. Amitabha and Amitoyo is same. Amitabha Buddha is special Buddha. He takes two responsibilities. One responsibility is after our next life. Another responsibility is this life. So there's two pictures, right? So due to our recite the mantra of the Amitabha, then it's a cause of long life. For this life. So we don't want to go often in hospital. We recite this Amitabha Mantra. Really, that is so important. Perhaps you know today I don't think so to tell more details about what is the life and the whole relation with elements and Amitabha and Amitoyos. In briefly, it's for longevity Buddha, so it's a help of our life. Mm-hmm. And then the Amitabha Pure Land or this practice is so energetic practice. So I make some examples. When I was Tibet, there was such a great Dzogchen master. His picture is here actually. And Kuntunzangpo every year he lead Amitabha retreat in the full season. They're gathering thousands of the practitioners. I still remember clearly before I left Tibet. Here, actually, we have a great marriage. You sit on the chair, carpet, and double tuber. we use these fans, hot water, cold water, everything's. But when I was there, we just stay on the ground, and then snow, windy, like a storm. Still, he gives teach us, and then it's pretty hard to heard because it's too windy. Then these 2 ears are hard. That's why we took some clothes like this, and then hard to heard. Take off this, it's pain due to the windy. So not only me, the thousands of the Buddhist practitioners stay there together, practice. That is wonderful opportunity for me too. And he said that in order to that year he will pass away. He said that the time is our last time to be together. He said that. He thought. And then he said that, but I am happy you all practice wonderfully, so in the next life we will see in Pure Land. And I'm going to rebirth in Pure Land, and Amitabha Buddha's hand touch on my crown, and I'm going to take Buddhist Safa vow. And then he said, I don't want to come back. So right now he has no reincarnation. Otherwise he has many reincarnations. He's such a wonderful practitioner, of course, and reincarnation. And Rinpoche non-stop to listen his some recording at Lama House. So that's where he believe Amitabha and Amitabha's Pure Land. Then we are, of course. And then another is Garchen Rinpoche this year said, maybe you all heard about that. Whenever I close my eyes, I see Amitabha Buddha. So in Tibet, people die always requires to Rinpoche, please give poa. Perhaps you know poa. So then Rinpoche made that picture how he can see this Amitabha. So Rinpoche say often you visualize Amitabha Buddha at your crown, it's same like he did poa. So kind of this energetic, wonderful opportunity to practice. So that is our great merit, and let us practice that. And then we already have millions of mantra. Before we started this retreat, I request to someone, but they are so interested to do that, and then they already accumulated lots of. They are accumulating right now. They're physically not here, but mentally they're reciting, counting. So already we filled up millions. Over the millions. So then that is a Dharma quality. If you do single or 100 or 200 or 1,000, whatever you do, you count, and we do together it, and then this afternoon we dedicate. So all these over the millions of the mantra, you counting together, dedicate together, all the merits get together. Okay, so you did less, I did more, kind of not different. we get the same, equally get the merits. So that's where let us do, and now start with page. Open prayer book. Dalai Lama Jebega Neva Jebega Tarba Dan Dan Jen Jen Beba De Jeba Jeba Tan Je Je Zor Jebe Nang Ba Dai Nyang Ba Zen Jen Dan Je De Wai Dan De Dan Ar Dan Dar Ye De Lan Ai Me Ba Yang Da Ba Zo Be Chan Je Ren Bo Je Do Ba Ja.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Oh yeah, this. Page number 1.
In the space in front appears the Guru in the form of Amitabha, surrounded by an inconceivable retinue of bodhisattvas. Namo to the 3 jewels and the 3 roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening. Back to 2. With sincere faith, I pay homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abiding in the 10 directions and 3 times. I offer flowers, incense, lamps, fragrances, food, music, and the like, actually arranged and mentally created. Supreme Gathering, please accept them. I confess all evil deeds, the 10 non-virtues and 5 acts without interval that I have committed, overpowered by mental afflictions since beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the merit, all the virtue accumulated in the 3 times by the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, ordinary beings, and the like. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater and lesser vehicles and the teachings common to both, according to the aspirations and diverse mental capacities of sentient beings. Until samsara is emptied, do not pass into nirvana, but compassionately look upon sentient beings drowning in the ocean of suffering. May all the merit I have accumulated become the cause of awakening, and may I soon become a glorious guide of beings. The field of accumulation dissolves into me. Thus the mind of the 4 immeasurables has arisen within the mind streams of myself and all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness. May they be free from all suffering. May they never be separated from happiness. May they abide in great equanimity. Back to the top of 5. Ah, appearance and existence, all phenomena of samsara and nirvana, are empty by nature. Not realizing this, how afflicted are deluded beings in samsara. My own awareness appears as a white Shri, the manifestation of unified emptiness, clarity, and compassion. The Shri transforms into myself appearing as Chenrezig, seated upon a cushion of lotus and moon. I have one face and 4 arms. 2 are joined at the heart, and the other 2 hold a lotus and a garland. Peaceful and with loving countenance, I am dressed in the garments of a Sambhogakaya Buddha, sitting in cross-legged posture. My lower body is enfolded in a lotus. In the space in front, upon a seat of lotus and moon, appears a red Shri gleaming with light. The light radiates, pleasing the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and gathering their knowledge, love, and power. The light then dissolves back into the Shri. Again, light rays radiate to the 6 realms, purifying the karmic visions, self-grasping, and habitual imprints of sentient beings. The light gathers back, and the Shri transforms into the supreme protector of beings, Buddha Amitabha. He is bright red like a mountain of rubies, with 1 face and 2 arms, in equipoise mudra holding a begging bowl. He is garbed in the 3 Dharma robes and sits in cross-legged posture. Ceaselessly looking upon beings with eyes of compassion, he appears as the great embodiment of all Buddhas. On his right is the noble supreme Chenrezig, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a white lotus with the left hand. White and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. To the left of the Lord is the Bodhisattva Vajrapani, with 1 face and 2 arms, holding a vajra in the left hand. Blue and adorned with jewels, he stands upright. They are surrounded by an assembly of bodhisattvas. The 3 places of the principal Lord are marked with the 3 syllables. From the syllables, white, red, and blue light radiates to the 10 directions, and in particular to the pure land of Sukhavati, invoking the heart pledge of Amitabha and his retinue, who then instantly appear in this place. Hum, in the great bliss sphere of my own primordially pure awareness, abides Amitabha and retinue as the naturally present innate radiance. From the beginning, the Samaya being and wisdom being are one, yet your form manifests from the expanse of great love and compassion in accordance with the mental inclinations of beings. Following your heart pledge, come here to this place and be seated indivisibly from the mandala of the Samaya being. back to the bottom of 10. Shri, I offer this water endowed with 8 attributes, with the nature of generosity, to the mouths of the victorious ones. May there be perfect fortune for all beings. I offer this foot-cleansing water, clear, cool, pristine, and exquisite, and with the nature of morality, to the feet of the victorious ones. May all beings be relieved from the torment of existence. I offer various beautiful celestial flowers that have the nature of patience to the eyes of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the 7 attributes of the higher realms. I offer naturally sweet-smelling scents and blended incense that has the nature of diligence to the noses of the victorious ones. May all beings become free from the bonds of existence. I offer this precious, radiant, and lustrous lamp that has the nature of meditation to the hearts of the victorious ones. May all beings clear away the dense darkness of their deluded minds. I offer fragrant medicinal elixir, saffron, and the like, which have the nature of transcendent knowledge to the bodies of the victorious ones. May all beings realize the inner nature of phenomena. I offer food endowed with the essence of 100 tastes, with the nature of method to the tongues of the victorious ones. May all beings be sustained by the food of samadhi. I offer harmonious musical sounds, such as those of conch shell, drum, and bell, which have the nature of power to the ears of the victorious ones. May all beings be endowed with the awakening mind. I offer the 5 desirables that appease the senses and have the nature of prayer to the victorious ones. May all beings be satisfied by untainted bliss. I offer the 8 auspicious substances, the 8 auspicious symbols, and the 7 royal attributes, which have the nature of wisdom to the victorious ones. May all beings attain the attributes of Buddhahood. Of the entire infinite billion-fold universe, my own body, enjoyments, and all possessions, I offer without holding anything back to the pure land of Sukhavati. May the self-grasping of beings be thereby fully pacified, and may they be endowed with the awakening mind, and may their birth in the pure land be unobstructed.
Cause I may
realizing that my own mind is the Buddha, I pay homage on the ultimate level. Abiding within ungraspable empty awareness, everything comprised within appearance and existence is offered. Deluded perceptions of dualistic grasping are confessed within the expanse of Dharmata. I rejoice within the state of the spontaneous completion of the three kayas. The Dharma wheel of unceasing compassion will always turn. Abide within the natural Dharmakaya that pervades all samsara and nirvana. In infinite pervasiveness, where there is no reference point of the three spheres, dedication will always take place. Shri, ever turning the wheel of Dharma in the pure land of Sukhavati, you unceasingly look upon sentient beings with compassion. Homage and praise to Amitabha, who, abiding in equipoise, follows his pledge to act for the purpose of beings. To Chenrezig, Vajrapani, the other bodhisattvas, the noble assembly of arhats, and the gathering of deities abiding in Sukhavati, I humbly pay homage and offer praise with body, speech, and mind. Bottom of 17. At the heart of myself, appearing as Chenrezig, on a moon disk is a Shri, surrounded by the 6-syllable mantra circling clockwise. From it, light radiates, and a white mantra garland issues forth, emerges from my heart, and dissolves into the heart of the deity visualized in front. Thus, Amitabha's compassionate heart pledge of body, speech, and mind is invoked. From the mantra garland around the Hri at the heart of Amitabha, a red mantra garland of light emerges from his mouth, enters my mouth, and I obtain blessings and attainments. In this way, the mantra circles continuously between myself and Amitabha. The multicolored light issuing from the circling mantra garland pleases the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, and purifies the 3 types of obscurations of all sentient beings in the 3 realms, and the universe and beings transform into the pure land of Sukhavati. Home. Innate awareness is the form of Amitabha. Look at the mind that is free of subject-object duality. There is no other Amitabha than that. How wondrous is the truth body of self-knowing awareness.
Sen Pa Pe So Nyamon Do Lai Tu Jie Ra Gon Lai Da So Ni Jie Shen Den Den De So Wen Jia Tu Jia Dam Jia Ji Jian De Du Dan Ma Ye Tu Jie Wang Ge La Ling Ye Da Zhen Go Wai Don Roi Ne Da Dan Ye Dan Ren Ban Zhe Du So Da Da Don Sha Ra Pe Ji Ge Ne Ye Nan Tu Tu Le Tu Jie Wo Man Zhe Da Zun Zhe Wen Yin Gai Den Be Mo Dan Jia Lo Tuan Zhe Ba Rang Se Xi Dan Me Zhe Ge Gong Ban Wen Jie Ne Zai Dong Zhe Me Zhe Zhen An De Ya.
20. Hum, transcendent conqueror, protector, Buddha Amitabha, and noble assembly of loving bodhisattvas, compassionately look upon us afflicted beings and guide us to the pure land of Sukhavati. In accord with your past bodhicitta vows, not wavering from the sacred bond, deity with great compassion, please exhaust all negative karma and empty samsara from its depths. At this very moment, please act as our guide. As I, with intense devotion, have thus invoked the enlightened mind, red light rays of compassion radiate from the heart of Amitabha and dissolve into the hearts of myself and all beings. Self-grasping, misconceptions, and delusion have now collapsed in themselves. The state of selfless Dharmakaya is realized, and I rest in the nature of clarity and emptiness, free from grasping and elaboration.
Dhamma dong ai cho bo xin wa na wo ba ne ba ne ra do ba yo.
By all the limitless and sacred merit obtained through this meditation and recitation, may all beings drowning in the river of suffering attain the supreme state of Amitabha. Hum Shri, all-pervasive Dharmakaya, protector Amitabha, Sambhogakayas, the loving assembly of Bodhisattvas, and Nirmanakayas, the gathering of Shravakas and Arhats, together with your retinues, please endow all beings with the auspiciousness to progress to Sukhavati. Emahu, marvelous. In the center is the Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. To his right is Chenrezig, the Lord of great compassion, and to his left is the Bodhisattva Vajrapani, the Lord of great power. They are surrounded by an inconceivable assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Extraordinary, limitless peace and happiness is the Buddha field called bliss endowed. When I and all beings pass from this life, may we be born there, unhindered by another samsaric rebirth. Once born there, may we behold the face of the Buddha Amitabha, boundless light. By the power of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, bless me that I may attain this aspiration without hindrance. So now in the Blue Book, on page 40, we'll read the prayer of Kuntunzangpo. Ho, everything, appearance and existence, samsara and nirvana, has a single ground, yet 2 paths and 2 fruitions, and magically displays as awareness or unawareness. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may all beings become Buddhas completely perfected in the abode of the Dharmadhatu. The ground of all is uncompounded, and the self-arising great expanse beyond expression has neither the names samsara nor nirvana. Realizing just this, you are a Buddha. Not realizing this, you are a being wandering in samsara. I pray that all you beings of the three realms may realize the true meaning of the inexpressible ground. I, Kuntunzangpo, have realized the truth of this ground, free from cause and condition, which is just this self-arising awareness. It is unstained by outer expression and inner thought, affirmation or denial, and is not defiled by the darkness of unmindfulness. Thus, this self-manifesting display is free from defects. I, Kuntunzangpo, abide as intrinsic awareness. Even though the three realms were to be destroyed, there is no fear. There is no attachment to the five desirable qualities of sense objects. In self-arising consciousness, free of thoughts, there is neither solid form nor the five poisons. In the unceasing clarity of awareness, singular in essence, there yet arises the display of the five wisdoms. From the ripening of these five wisdoms, the five original Buddha families emerge, and through the expanse of their wisdom, the 42 peaceful Buddhas appear. Through the arising power of the five wisdoms, the 60 wrathful Herukas manifest. Thus, the ground awareness is never mistaken or wrong. I, Kuntunzangpo, am the original Buddha of all, and through this prayer of mine, may all you beings who wander in the three realms of samsara realize this self-arising awareness, and may your great wisdom spontaneously increase. My emanations will continuously manifest in billions of unimaginable ways, appearing in forms to help you beings who can be trained. Through my compassionate prayer, may all of you beings who wander in the three realms of samsara escape from the 6 life forms. From the beginning, you beings are deluded because you do not recognize the awareness of the ground. Being thus unmindful of what occurs is delusion, the very state of unawareness and the cause of going astray. From this delusive state comes a sudden fainting away, and then a subtle consciousness of wavering fear. From that wavering there arises a separation of self and the perception of others as enemies. Gradually, the tendency of separation strengthens, and from this the circle of samsara begins. Then the emotions of the 5 poisons develop. The actions of these emotions are endless. You beings lack awareness because you are unmindful, and this is the basis of your going astray. Through my prayer, may all you beings recognize your intrinsic awareness. Innate unawareness means unmindfulness and distraction. Imputing unawareness means dualistic thoughts towards self and others. Both kinds of unawareness are the basis for the delusion of all beings. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may all you beings wandering in samsara clear away the dark fog of unmindfulness, clear away the clinging thoughts of duality. May you recognize your own intrinsic awareness. Dualistic thoughts create doubt. From subtle attachment to this dualistic turn of mind, dualistic tendencies become stronger and thicker. Food, wealth, clothes, home, and friends, the 5 objects of the senses, and your beloved family, all these things cause torment by creating longing and desire. These are all worldly delusions. The activities of grasping and clinging are endless. When the fruition of attachment ripens, you are born as a hungry ghost, tormented by coveting and desiring, miserable, starving, and thirsty. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may all you desirous and lustful beings who have attachments neither reject longing desires nor accept attachment to desires. Let your consciousness relax in its own natural state. Then your awareness will be able to hold its own. May you achieve the wisdom of perfect discernment. When external objects appear, the subtle consciousness of fear will arise. From this fear, the habit of anger becomes stronger and stronger. Finally, hostility comes, causing violence and murder. When the fruition of this anger ripens, you will suffer in hell by boiling and burning. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, you beings of the 6 realms, when strong anger arises for you, neither reject nor accept it. Instead, relax in the natural state and achieve the wisdom of clarity. When your mind becomes full of pride, there will arise thoughts of competition and humiliation. As this pride becomes stronger and stronger, you will experience the suffering of quarrels and abuse. When the fruition of this karma ripens, you will be born in the God realms and experience the suffering of change and falling to lower rebirths. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may you beings who develop pride let your consciousness relax in the natural state. Then your awareness will be able to hold its own. May you achieve the wisdom of equanimity. By increasing the habit of duality, by praising yourself and denigrating others, your competitive mind will lead you to jealousy and fighting, and you will be born in the jealous God realm, where there is much killing and injury. From the result of that killing, you will fall into the hell realms. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, when jealousy and competitive thoughts arise, do not grasp them as enemies. Just relax in ease. Then consciousness can hold its own natural state. May you achieve the wisdom of unobstructed action. By being distracted, careless, and unmindful, you beings will become dull, foggy, and forgetful. By being unconscious and lazy, you will increase your ignorance, and the fruition of this ignorance will be to wander helplessly in the animal realm. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may you beings who have fallen into the dark pit of ignorance shine the light of mindfulness and thereby achieve wisdom free from thought. All you beings of the 3 realms are actually identical to Buddhas, the ground of all. But your misunderstanding of the ground causes you to go astray, so you act without aim. The 6 karmic actions are a delusion, like a dream. I am the primordial Buddha, here to train the 6 kinds of beings through all my manifestations. Through Kuntunzangpo's prayer, may all you beings without exception attain enlightenment in the state of Dharmadhatu. Ah ho! Hereafter, whenever a very powerful yogin, with his or her awareness radiant and free from delusion, recites this very powerful prayer, then all who hear it will achieve enlightenment within 3 lifetimes. During a solar or lunar eclipse, during an earthquake or when the earth rumbles, at the solstices or the new year, you should visualize Kuntunzangpo, and if you pray loudly so all can hear, the beings of the 3 realms will be gradually liberated from suffering through the prayer of the yogin and will finally achieve enlightenment.
Oh, yeah. 10 and 11.
Okay. The yellow book. By the virtues collected in the 3 times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Trikumbha Ratnashri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
This, what is it called? Food offering.
This sheet, the meal prayer. In English. To the precious Buddha, unsurpassed teacher, to the precious sacred Dharma, unsurpassed refuge, to the precious Sangha, unsurpassed guide, we make offerings to the 3 rare and supreme objects of refuge. In this and all our successive lives, may I and all others, infinite as space, never be separated from the 3 rare and supreme ones. May we always make offerings to the 3 rare and supreme ones, and may we enter into the blessings of the 3 rare and supreme ones. This delicious feast, possessing magnificent substances to enchant the mind, we offer with devotion to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May all sentient beings enjoy the richness of the food of meditative absorption. By offering this Ganachakra feast to the mandala of the wrathful Heruka, may I and all other sentient beings without exception become one with the mandala of the deity.
Enjoy your lunch.